This week on Sport Fishing, we're fishing aboard the Stardust. We left a little while ago out of Santa Barbara, and we're fishing the gap in between the islands and shore. And today we're gonna be rock fishing. We're gonna be looking for vermilions, other rockfish, and we get really lucky, maybe even a lingcod or two. So stay tuned for this week's exciting episode of Sport Fishing. I'm Dan Hernandez, and I live to fish.
All right.
I have been fishing along the Pacific coast my entire life.
Oh!
Let me bring you in the action and share with you some great fishing tips along the way. Oh, nice fish. Salmon group.
Hey.
Yeah.
18.
Nice fish. Oh, man. There you go. Ah. Let's go. Really? Come up high, guys. Oh, yeah. We're fishing with Dan Hernandez on the Stardust.
Hopefully I got a fish here. See what's going on. So most of the people are working really hard, coming up from 500 feet. I wouldn't say I'm cheating. I'm using technology. So it's illegal to use in California electric reel, so I'm using one. We're in 500 feet of water. It's a long ways down. Let's see what I got here. We had hoped to run out to the Channel Islands, but the weather and the wind and all that, we couldn't do that. So we're here inside, close to shore, but we still have a bunch of seas and weather here. Let's see what I got. Oh, there's the fish. Got a starry, and you can see he ate a bucktail, B52 Bucktail, with a strip of squid on there. He ate that jig. It's hooked in there really good. See if I can get this out of it. There it comes. So that's the bucktail jig. That's the result. Nice, beautiful fish, starry. And I like to use the bucktail jig so that if your bait falls off, that pulsating action down there at 500 feet is still going to attract the fish. Nice quality fish. All right, let's take a little break from the action here in the Stardust and go to the tackle box and give you a good look at the gear you need for this type of fishing. This week in the tackle box, we're rock fishing. And when you go rock fishing, you never know if you're going to be 100 feet of water, 200 feet of water, or even 600 feet of water. And because of that, I like to bring at least two outfits. The shallower water outfit for that 100 to 300 feet of water, I like something like this, a 400 size reel filled with 50-pound Spectra. You could go 65 if you want, but if you use 50-pound Spectra, you'll get more line on your reel, and that can be really helpful when you're fishing like 300 feet. So I go 50-pound Spectra on here. You don't need any fluorocarbon, anything like that, because you're going to be fishing all the way down on the bottom. And then you're going to tie on top of that a small leader, about half the length of your rod, to tie your rig with. But a 400 size reel, medium to medium heavy action rod will work out perfect for this sort of rock fishing. Now, if you get into that deeper water, if you're going to go 300 to 600 feet deep, and remember, you're only allowed to use 2 hooks. So to go down that deep with only 2 hooks, you're going to need a bigger reel, and 2 ways to look at that. So if you go with the bigger reel, you can go with like a pin 4-0, or you can go all the way to the more modern way and use an electric reel. So if you go with an electric reel, what I would suggest, something like this. This one's made by Daiwa. This is a modern electric reel, perfect for this type of fishing, that deeper water, anywhere from 300 to 600 feet. You just press the button, the line comes up and down. It works out super sweet and nice. And this is perfect to fish down that 400, 500, even 600 feet deep. This would be the way to go. Now, as far as rigs, remember, you can only use 2 hooks in the state of California. It doesn't matter if you're fishing 5 feet or 600 feet deep, only 2 hooks. So because of that, I like to use 2 B52 bucktails, space them about 2-3 feet apart. That way, if you hook a big fish on one, you can still hook a big fish. If you have the bucktails too close together, one big fish will cover both bucktails, and you don't want to do that when you're fishing this deep. Another way you can catch them is using a magic metal jig, a 10-ounce model, drop it all the way down the bottom, hit the bottom, swim it back up about 10-15 feet, stop it and let it fall down. The lingcod and the rockfish will jump all over it, and it works really, really good. And then one last thing, fishing for the big lingcod, I like to swim a bait sometimes, and when I do that, I use a 6-ounce B52 bucktail, let it go all the way down the bottom, works really good in that 150 to 300 feet of water, hit the bottom, swim it back up about 10-20 feet, stop it, let it swim back down, and just work it right in that water column. You know, only about 10 to 20 cranks from the bottom, and those lingcod will chase it off the bottom. They'll attack it, thinking it's a rockfish trying to get away. So this is the basic gear you need for this type of fishing. Let's get back on the water and show you more exciting action right here on Sport Fishing.
Come up high, guys. Oh, yeah. We're fishing with Dan Hernandez on the Stardust.
Nice Vermilion rockfish.
Dan Hernandez.
Good job.
Hey, a little small, but tacos. Maybe a little bit of burrito. Right
Beautiful.
Right on. Got a Bosco. Sir. Want this one, bud? Yeah. Nice. What number are you? Big Bosco. I got the giant. I got Jumbo Bosco. What number are you, sir? Number 10. Number 10. Thank you.
Get him. Little green stripe. Get the other one right now.
Same, no bait. And another one.
Very nice Bosco here on the Stardust.
What number was that?
4, all right.
Nice Bosco. That's all right. Let's get the fish first, and then we'll deal with the tangle. Bosco.
Yeah, green blotch. Nice fish.
Bosco, baby.
Got another one going on your stern.
Oh yeah. Good one. Okay.
Good job. We're gonna let a little line out here, and then Reggie, you're gonna lift it to me. Okay. Yeah. There you go. Here, really careful. Just look at it. Oh, be careful. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You got 2 more fish?
More people.
Well, fish are still biting here. Guys are picking away at them. Got some big salmon groupers, some nice reds, and even some canaries, some nice big canaries. But we're gonna keep fishing away here, see if we can get a few more. I wanted to try to get another couple of nice big fish. Let's take a little break from the action here on the Stardust and go to the galley and show you how to cook up one of these delicious rockfish we're catching. Today we're in Montebello and we're at Pez Montebello. I grew up in Montebello, so this is very special to me. Standing next to me is Brett Thompson. He's the owner of the restaurant here. A totally new concept for when I grew up in Montebello. I never saw anything like this.
Yeah, thanks. Nice to be here, Dan.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Yeah, it's great. We we have our main location in downtown LA, and it felt natural to open up over here in Montebello. My wife's from the east side, a lot of our customers from the east side, so we decided to do this great venture here, and here we are.
Cool.
Yeah.
And what do you have in store for us today?
So today we're going to make just a traditional fish taco.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And the fish you're going to be doing today is a rockfish?
Yep, rockfish here. It's a nice white rockfish. It's very moist and juicy, sweet, simple. It stays, nice and juicy. A little bit of a fat content to it, which is nice as well, and nice big sticks with it. So
cool.
Yeah.
How do we get started?
All right, let's do it. You've got 3 very simple ingredients for the beer batter. Number 1, we've got rice flour, and we use sweet rice flour. We're gonna crack an egg in there, super simple. And then some good old Mexican lager. And then that's it. Very, very simple recipe. So the rice flour gives it a nice tenderness, nice crispiness to it, not bready like regular flour would be. And then the beer gives it a nice effervescence. It keeps it nice and fresh. But then what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our Pez powder. This is like a chili and lime seasoning it's a proprietary blend we make. And we'll season the fish up. I put the seasoning on the fish as opposed to putting it in the batter, just so it actually sticks to the meat of the fish and not in the batter. Just seasons it better. All right, and then we're going to come over here to our fryer. 50 degrees. It's going to take about 2 minutes until it's cooked through and nice and golden brown in the middle. All right, so the other ingredient we have here is a homemade tortilla. I've made a couple ready to go already. Lay these down here. We're going to get this little sauce. We've got cabbage, with a little red onion in there, a little bit of cilantro, and then I'm going to squeeze a little bit of lime in there just to kind of give it like a little freshness. And always use fresh lime. It's just so much better than using the stuff out of the jar. We don't use that here. It doesn't exist. So much better. A little bit of salt and pepper, and kind of mix it up. But you can see it's nice and golden brown, super crispy, like I said, like a donut almost. Pop that guy like that, and then a good amount of slaw on top. And then the last touch, which is definitely something unique that we do, is we put a little salsa negra on there. And the salsa negra is just nice and smoky. It's got kind of like a fresh tomato salsa, but we put everything on the grill and kind of char it and then blend it. That's a simple way of putting it. And so yeah, that's it. I'm going to serve it with a couple of lime wedges. That here, I'm going to make a couple of lime wedges on here just to kind of give it, if you want a little extra. So here's our fish taco. We've got the beer batter on there, fresh tortilla, chipotle aioli, a little cabbage, little salsa negra, a squeeze of lime. We forgot our beers.
Well, it's television.
Right.
But I know these are delicious because I've had it before. That's part of the reason we're here.
Mm-hmm.
But
Oh yeah. The fish is juicy, a little spicy. The aioli gives it a nice kick, a little freshness.
this is really, really good.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Even early in the morning, this is really, really good.
Even early in the morning, I could do these all day long.
Yeah.
Breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Maybe we have to do one with an egg.
An egg on top? Yeah.
Never thought about that.
Yeah, no,
But
that would be amazing.
This is delicious. We're in Montebello. It's Piz Montebello. If you've never been down here, it's a different Montebello than I grew up in. Great restaurant, great little complex right here. A little different styles of food here too. But if you want great seafood, come down here and see Piz Montebello. It's by Say Brett. You won't be disappointed. All right, let's take a little break from the action, get back on the water, and show you more exciting action right here on Sport Fishing.
Of course you had to switch out. Oh!
Jordy.
You ain't supposed to be out here this deep.
It's a short ling cod.
All right, guys, if you're upstairs, but you're not, come on, okay, come on.
There you go. A minute. What number? Alex, thank you.
Very nice red.
Big old red. Lift. Go straight up. Lift. Come on. Lift. Keep the bottom one, not the top. Nice, man. Nice. Stardust. Big red.
Nice grouper.
Grouper's coming up?
Yeah.
All right, guys, if you're upstairs, but you're not, come on, okay, come on.
There you go. A minute. What number? 2. Alright. Alex, thank you. Who's going under the boat? Knock it off. Yeah, hold on mine. I got hit on the water. But I'll take it anyway. Yeah. Wow, this is a big one. Hey, look. Yeah. Good one. Big one will catch you. Fishing on the Stardust down in Hernandez. Wow. Ling cod on the Stardust with Dan Hernandez Sport Fishing. Woo-wee! Thank you, sir. Awesome. We'll take that. Thank you. Straight out. Come on. Yeah, bro.
bug again. Come on over here.
Let's see what I got. Oh, vermilion. Here we go, red snapper. This is Matthew. He's one of the guys on my YouTube live, and his family owns the landing and the boats. Thank you, Matthew.
You're welcome.
Number 3. Let's take a little break from the action, and when we return, I'll be giving you this week's tip of the week. For this week's tip of the week, I want to talk to you a little bit about how we caught all the fish today. Now, all those red snappers, most of those fish all came on cut squid. Didn't matter if the guys were fishing a bucktail or a straight hook or some other grub. They had a strip of squid on there, and that's what the vermilion really liked. Those salmon grouper, we got some big ones today. Those ones came on anchovies. And again, it's the same thing. They were fishing them on grubs and straight hooks, and they were catching those big salmon groupers, but they had to have an anchovy on there. You know, when you come fish like this, you got to make sure you bring heavy sinkers. 16 ounces is what we used all day. Well, we had some tough conditions, but we did really good. I want to thank the whole crew of Stardust. We had lots of fun fishing with them. Well, I'm Dan Hernandez, hoping you enjoyed this week's episode of Sport Fishing, and I hope you join us again next week as we go looking for more of the best in sport fishing.